Hi, I'm August Walsh, and today I'm going to be giving a little description on how I would describe art. Art is a very broad spectrum, so much so that everyone interprets art differently. What one considers to be art or how one interprets individual pieces of art is different for every person. The debate on where certain mediums fit within art is not a new discussion, but with this discussion and time, we have found that almost anything is art. A banana duct taped to a wall and sold for $120,000 as fine art really opened the window for artists and their art, as anything an artist claims to be an art project is art. Personally, I find art to be anything that evokes a feeling from the artist or the viewer. There are many different mediums at our exposure, and here are some of the ways my friends and family use them. Sorry about that. Beginning with Riley Walsh. She is a 21-year-old female who spends a lot of her free time playing around with the arts. Starting out with film photography, moving on to sewing, she has worked her way through many mediums. Riley has always had an interest in digital photography, but it was not until roughly 2017 that she started playing around with film. Constantly trying new things, trying to find her look, Riley spent the last couple of years experimenting with different film, such as Kodak and Fuji, as well as different cameras, such as stop and shoots, as well as different disposables. Another medium Riley is very into is balloon sculptures. Although there is less of a reason for these year round, she takes any birthday or holiday to her advantage. Her balloon sculptures require a few days ahead of time to blow up all the needed balloons. Depending on the sculpture, it would call for helium or regular air. With a design in mind and a couple of extra hands, she is able to tie all the balloons together into the desired shape. She makes sure throughout the process that in the end she can reshape and place the sculpture where she sees the best fit. Even though there are only a few times a year that call for these, they do last a good amount of time, so they are never missed. Another medium she's experimenting with is making pillows. She started out making pillows for her new house and later a housewarming gift for a friend. The housewarming gift was a two-toned bandana pillow. This opened the window for commissioned pillows. The most challenging pillow she has had to make to date was the domino. She began by painting the fabric beforehand, then after doing all the math to make sure she had all the correct measurements, she had to arrange them in a cross-leg shape. This allowed for her to begin sewing the sides together, making sure everything's clean and symmetrical, the right sides are facing out, and that there's a final moment for her to stuff and close the pillow. Another pillow she recently made was the four-leaf clover. For this, she had to make four individual hearts, each stuffed. She then sewed all parts together to get the final product, a four-leaf clover. Moving on to Jose. Jose Pablo is an 18-year-old Providence-based skateboarder. This is a medium I find to be commonly disregarded as a form of art. People tend to see these kids throwing themselves downstairs or falling on repeat, but don't see the hard work behind it and the push it gives in every aspect of life. With a new medium, job, or anything comes new vocabulary, fitting to such. Picking up skating, Jose had to learn the names for every trick, as well as all the skills needed to be able to complete these tricks. The main reason I consider skateboarding to also be art is due to the creativity needed to form a line. A skate line begins when a skateboarder pushes off their board and ends once they have rolled away from the last trick. This can be completed on flat ground, a road, sidewalk, parking lot, or just an area with as little obstacles as possible. Or these can be created in a skate park setting with transition, blocks, railings, and as many obstacles as possible. To create a line, a skater must have precise timing while also thinking about what tricks will flow the nicest into each other. Skaters spend the first couple years just learning the tricks, then every day after that trying to land every trick within a line. Next, there is Healy. Next, there is Healy. Healy Walsh is a 23-year-old experimenting with different forms of art in her free time. She has always had an interest in photography, experimenting with different film, camera settings, and scenes. Healy tends to take film photography, breaking the camera rules to create photos that look as if they have been manipulated or edited. Initially a mistake, she set her camera to the wrong